Good morning, students. Today we will start another section of the chapter Reproduction in Organism, that is sexual reproduction. It basically involves the formation as well as the fusion of male and female gamete in the same individual if we talk about the bisexual organism, or in the different individual if we talk about the unisexual organism. All organism reaches the stage of growth and maturity before they reproduce sexually. And what are these two stages? Number one, juvenile phase. In most of the animals, the period of growth to attain the maturity is called the juvenile phase. It is basically denoted as vegetative phase if we talk about plants. In angiosperms, end of the vegetative phase completes as soon as they start flowering. Another phase of individual life is senescent phase, which is normally known as the end of the reproductive phase or the old age. After this, the individual dies up. Now come to the flowering in plants. In annual and biannual plants, flowering is once or twice in a year. In these plants, vegetative reproduction and senescent phase are clearly identified and can be easily differentiated. But in some plants, flowering occurs several times in a particular season or once in a lifetime, and then the plant dies up. The cyclic changes that occur during the reproduction are as follows. Number one, estrous cycle. It is basically found in non-primates animal, and these animals are reproductively active only in a specific season. That is why they are known as seasonal breeder. But when it comes to the menstrual cycle, this cycle is usually found in the primates like monkey, apes and human being, and these individuals are reproductively active throughout their reproductive phase. Hence, they are known as continuous breeder. Now we will study about the events that usually take place at the time of sexual reproduction. At the time of sexual reproduction, three main events take place. First is the pre-fertilization, second is the fertilization, which is also known as syngamy, and the third is the events which take place after the fertilization and known as post-fertilization event. Before we study further about the various events that take place in the sexual reproduction, let us have a look of the terminology related to the sexuality in organism. Number one is homothelic or monoecious. It is the term basically used to describe the bisexual condition of plant. Bisexual means both male and female sex organs are present in the same plant. Next is heterothelic or dioecious condition. It is the term which is used to describe unisexual condition of the plant, which states that either the male sex organ is present in the plant or the female sex organ is present in the plant. Next is staminate. Unisexual male flower bearing stamen is known as staminate flower. That means if the plant or the flower is unisexual and bear the stamen, then the plant or the flower will be known as staminate flower. Similarly, if the flower is unisexual and bear the pistil, that means they are known as pistillate flower. Next is monoecious. Monoecious means both male and female flowers may be present on the same individual. For example, cucurbits and coconuts. Next is dioecious plant. In dioecious, both male and female flower may be present on the separate individual. For example, papaya and date palm. Now we will study about the events which usually take place before the fertilization. Before the process of fertilization or syngamy, two major events take place in the organism. First is gametogenesis, which means the formation of male and female gamete, and second one is the gamete transfer, which means the transfer of male gamete into the body of female gamete for the process of fertilization. Now we will study about the first event that takes place before the fertilization, and that is gametogenesis. It is basically the formation of male and female gametes. The gametes formed in this process may be of following type. Number 1, homogametes or isogametes. These are the type of gametes which are similar in appearance and cannot be easily differentiated into male and female. They are morphologically similar. Next is heterogamete. These type of gamete can be easily identified morphologically. Morphologically means with the help of outer appearance you can easily make out which one is the female gamete and which one is the male gamete. Usually the male gamete is called as anthrozoite or sperm, and the female gamete is called as egg or ova, for example in human being. Now the process which is related to the pre-fertilization events after the formation of gamete is known as gamete transfer. In majority of the organism, male gamete is usually motile and female gamete is usually stationary. But the exceptions are always there, and the exception is few fungi and algae in which both the type of gametes are motile. A medium is required through which the male gamete can travel and reaches to the body of female gamete. In algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes, water is the medium for the transfer of gamete. To compensate or to cope up the loss of male gamete during the transportation, the number of male gamete produced is several thousand times as compared to the female gamete produced. We can see in human being also, the semen of male consists of millions of sperm, but the female body consists of only single mature egg. Next topic is pollination. It is basically the process of transfer of pollen grain from anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower. It can occur by two ways. One is self-pollination and another is cross-pollination. Self-pollination usually occur in those flowers which already has male and female sex organ or male and female gametes. But the cross-pollination occur in the flower which consists of either the male sex organ or the female sex organ. That means self-pollination occur in bisexual flower and cross-pollination occur in unisexual flower. As soon as the pollen grain reaches to the stigma of another flower, the material which is present, the sticky material which is present on the stigma provides nutrition to the pollen grain and help in the germination of pollen grain. As soon as the pollen grain germinate, it develops a pollen tube which passes through the style and reaches to the ovary part of the female reproductive organ. This pollen tube carries two male gametes, and these two male gametes are released near the ovule at the micropylar end. As you can see in the flow chart, after the pollination, which is the transfer of male gamete from anther to the stigma of female gamete, the germination of pollen tube take place. This pollen tubes carry two male gamete which reaches to the ovary part of the female reproductive organ. Fusion of male and female gamete take place inside the ovary, and this process of fusion of male and female gamete is known as fertilization, or in scientific term it is known as syngamy. After the fertilization, the formation of zygote take place. Second event of the sexual reproduction is fertilization, which results in the formation of diploid zygote. after the fusion of male and female gamete. In some female gamete, the development of new organism take place without the fertilization or without the process of syngamy. This phenomena is generally known as parthenogenesis, and it can be easily seen in honeybee, turkey birds and the rotifers. Next is the type of fertilization that usually occur in nature. There are basically two types of fertilization that occur in nature. One is external fertilization and another is internal fertilization. External fertilization is that fertilization which usually occur outside the body of female. That means the fusion of male and female gamete take place outside the body of female. But in internal fertilization, the syngamy or the process of fertilization take place inside the body of female. Examples for the external fertilization are algae, fishes and amphibians, and for the internal fertilization it usually occurs in fungi, reptiles, birds and mammals.